The philosopher Albert Camus, in his essay, The Myth of Sisyphus, says that philosophically, life is meaningless. It's like the Greek figure of Sisyphus who was condemned for eternity as a punishment to roll a boulder up a hill, and then it would roll back down, and he would do that for eternity. Just this meaningless activity. As soon as he got it to the top, it would roll back down again. And he says that our life is like that, just meaningless, because anything we create is destroyed eventually. And then, of course, death takes it all at the end. So what's the point? He says in the very beginning, the only really important philosophical question is whether or not to kill yourself. Now, just for the sake of our viewers, I don't recommend suicide, and we'll put a link in the description or some information that if you're having suicidal thoughts or anything like that, you can reach out and get some help. I'm saying, personally, don't do it, and I have reasons for that. But we do need to talk about this as a philosophical issue because it's very important. Like in Shakespeare's Hamlet, to be or not to be, that is the question. So Camus says the only really important question is whether or not to live. That's another way to look at it. Should I live or not? Because you could end it. So why live? What's the point? You're just going to die anyway. He has an answer for that, and I don't want to get into that. That's what we call existentialism, his answer. He was one of the existentialist philosophers. It's really just about creating your own meanings, what he gets into. It's not the worst way to look at it. When the question comes up, why live? Which is in a way of saying, why be embodied? I'm in this body, it seems absurd. Why don't I just end it? The first thing is you have a body. So that's where you start, is there's a body. And you're looking around and like, oh, I have a body. Like I'm sure infants don't know what a body is. They're just looking around or whatever. And at some point, there's an awareness of body, and the body, in a sense, comes into being or seems to exist. And then eventually, maybe as an adult, we start to question life. Maybe we study some philosophy or Buddhism or something that suggests that there's this transcendent dimension that would give our life meaning and would give us a reason to live, a fundamental reason that doesn't come and go, that's an absolute or fundamental reason to continue. And I'm saying that love is that reason, compassion in particular, which is an awareness of suffering and a willingness to help relieve it. It's based on the idea that who we are is this transcendent reality, and that we seek to wake up and realize what that is, and that answers the question for us. But it doesn't answer the question for why to be embodied, because who cares? That hasn't been answered yet. Reality's been established, but why would we embrace this illusion of duality? I and you, this and that, high and low, up and down, all the polarity, all the opposites. Why go through all that, pleasure and pain? Because we love, and we start to become aware that the being that we are witnesses that same being in others. It's one, it's not two. We have different minds and different bodies, but the consciousness itself is one. So we confuse minds for consciousness. We confuse thoughts for consciousness. The thoughts arise within consciousness. So we might have different minds or different thoughts, but that in which it arises, and ultimately that which arises, that's one reality appearing as two. So once I've established that realization for myself, I become aware of people who aren't aware of that and who are suffering in some way, apparently. But on the level of experience, that suffering is real, just like our friend who's in the home for the criminally insane. I'm thinking of some old-fashioned kind of thing that's not very compassionate. Our friend is in there suffering. Everything about why our friend is there is false. It's some kind of delusion. It's just thoughts they're believing in that aren't true. The earth is flat. The Illuminati are controlling my toothbrush. I don't know, whatever, just something that's completely nonsensical. The only thing that really matters is our awareness of our friend's being. That's the foundation, that's the basis for it. And then we naturally move to relieve the suffering. So we want to disabuse our friend of these harmful notions about who they are, about what the world is, and what's really happening. And we embrace that sense of apparent duality to do that. The body is the main component of that. So maybe literally, if our friend's in the asylum, we may eat a good meal beforehand to have the energy to do it. We don't dwell on the illusory nature of the world or minds or bodies. Love is the reason we're doing it. And it just is. It moves. It's that fundamental reality, that awareness that we are, the I am, it loves. And love moves. It just takes action. It sees that our friend is suffering. It takes action on that.